So, Nick, you want to do your review of Amsterdam?
All right, might as well rip off this fucking Band-Aid. So the newest film by Academy Award nominated director and alleged pedophile and abuser David O. Russell stars Christian Bale, John David Washington, and Robbie as three friends from World War from the war that have formed a pact to always look out and protect each other. And when Christian Bale and John David Washington wind up in a murder mystery classic that takes them through so many different characters and so many characters played by actors who are, oh wait, it's that guy. Look how famous they are. What can I say about this movie? It feels completely aimless. There's a lot of ideas introduced about this with racism because, World War One, and you have one of the lead characters as a black man who is in a relationship with Margot Robbie. There's concepts played with like racism, class struggle, racism especially in the military, how veterans are treated when they come back home from war. But everything is done on a completely surface level. This David O. Russell, he's made solid, somewhat comedic films and stuff like Silver Linings Playbook and American Hustle, but all of the jokes in this completely fall flat. It feels like with another example I keep remembering is Christian Bale when he was working with Terrence Malick a lot. It's like he wouldn't write a script for that. He would just let a lot of these actors improvise when they don't have a background in that and they don't know how to. So what ends up happening is you just have a movie that is rambling. A point of the scene is made or a joke lands and it just keeps going for an ungodly amount of time. And credit to our three main actors, Christian Bale, John David Washington, Margot Robbie, and even Robert De Niro, who shows up very briefly towards the end of the film. They are giving it their all. It's just this script and this direction is doing nothing for it. It's a why-done-it film, but by the time you get to the reveal, I could not care less because this movie is like an hour and a half way too long. This is a burn it if I've ever seen one.
What's the runtime?
It is 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay. And you said all the performances were pretty good, right? Or
they are good for what little they are given. And it's mostly because you have two of the best working actors today with Christian Bale and Margot Robbie. I'm still on the fence with John David Washington.
Yeah. You didn't like, he was in Black Klansman. You didn't like him in that? You didn't think he was pretty good?
He's good in that, but I think that's because he was working with Spike Lee. He's a guy that relies heavily on acting it.
Yeah. And when you look at this cast, like we were talking about it last week, it's a stacked cast, a lot of, big name people in here. You got like Zoe Saldana and Timothy Olyphant and Chris Rock and Mike Myers, Rami Malek, Michael Shannon. You also have, who else is here? Taylor Swift shows up for a bit. Ed Bagley Jr. is in this, character actor. Yeah, you got some kind of big name kind of people in here, kind of showing up.
And they are given nothing.
Wow. It's kind of just like one scene or two scenes and then that's it.
It's like one or two scenes that don't really connect and barely come back to this whole murder mystery. It's like parts of it play out completely off screen and are only told in flashback. And those would have been way more interesting, but O. Russell just doesn't do that. I mean, I guess he was too busy trying to fuck his transgender niece, I guess.
Let's see.
Burn it. This is a waste of film. Fuck this movie.
And David O. Russell, for me, it's kind of, sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss. Like, I really like Three Kings, but then I Heart Huckabees to me it's okay. It's like, it's fine. Then he did The Fighter, which I really like. The Fighter. I think The Fighter is very good. Silver Linings Playbook, I think, is very good. American Hustle, not so much. Then he did Joy, which was that movie with Jennifer Lawrence. I'm not really big on that movie. Think that's just kind of meh. And then now Amsterdam. So I don't know. Maybe he's due for after Amsterdam. Maybe he's due for a really good one. I don't know, but yeah. So that's kind of my history, kind of a little bit with David O.
So,
Russell movies.
I mean, if you go by what if you go by what he's allegedly, for legal reasons, done, he doesn't fucking deserve it. Fuck this dude.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, hey, I mean, he still can get. It seems like that's not affecting him since he can still get big name talent to come and do his movies. He can get big, people like Christian Bale and John David Washington and Margot Robbie and Robert De Niro and Chris Rock and everything like that. I guess this is no big deal for him. So you gave it a burn it from Nick for Amsterdam.
No, I retracted that.
Oh, waste of film.
Waste of fucking film.
Waste of film.
This was 2.5 hours of a murder mystery with this level of talent, and it's boring.
So what is the murder mystery around? Like what's the what is like?
So Christian Bale and John David Washington, they're old war buddies, and their general from when they were in World War One has been killed, and his daughter has hired them to look into the man's death under mysterious circumstances.
Okay, all right. And he also, I forgot to mention Anna Taylor-Joy. She's in this. Big. She's also a huge kind of rising star right now. Anna Taylor-Joy. Yeah. Oh, shame. That's a shame to hear. Waste of talent and waste of film for Amsterdam, as Nick said. I think maybe I'll check it out soon. I got to see when I can check it out. But yeah.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you.
Yeah. So waste of film from Nick with Amsterdam.